Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. It's that time of year again. It's time for my top 10 Glad Eye bottoms of 2024. I've done this video the last few years and people tend to like it, so I'm going to continue to do it. But in case you haven't watched those, what's this video about? Well, it's not my top 10 tools of 2024, meaning it doesn't have to be a tool that was released in 2024, brand new to the entire world this year. What it means is I'm glad that I bought this tool in 2024. It's new to me. It's something that I didn't previously have. And then the other side of that is I'm a general contractor, commercial remodeler. I also do commercial and residential maintenance service work. I'm a handyman in that sense. So all these things that I'm going to share with you today have been something that has made an impact on that business, whether it's made my life more enjoyable, whether it's made me more efficient, made me more money, whatever it might be. It's something that I'm glad that I bought in 2024 because it's made a big difference. So what that means is it might not even be the best tool that I bought this year. For example, the Milwaukee long reach needle nose pliers, a lot of people really like these. Am I glad I bought these this year? Absolutely. But is this life changing to me? Do I use it every single day? No. So it's not going to be in that top 10 list. And then there's other things, other tools like the 3/8 stubby, the new one. I just got that. I've only had it for a few days, so there's no way that this could have made an impact in my life, in my business over the last few days that would put it in the top 10 list. And so there's all sorts of new tools and other tools that I own that I'm also glad I bought. But these are the top ones that have made the biggest difference to make my job more enjoyable, more efficient, that I purchased in 2024. My glad I bought them. You might be glad that you bought them too. That's why I'm sharing them with you. But let's go ahead and jump into these and see what they are. So my first glad I bought them in 2024 are the Sandtronics non-contact voltage testers. This particular model is the Ultimate AC Sensor Model 3000. This one's going to run you about $20 on Amazon, so it's fairly cheap and inexpensive for a non-contact voltage tester, and it's my favorite one that I've ever used by far. Now back in 2023, as an honorable mention, I got this really late in the year, like in December, so it couldn't be in my top of 2023. Also, that put it out of being in the 2024. But this one is the Model 3115 AC sensor, and this one only runs you like $18, so it's a little bit cheaper. The main difference is this one has sound. You can see the speaker there. This one doesn't, but this one lives in my MP2X, but they both have the same exact features other than the sound. The things that I like about them, one is there's no button to push to turn them on. They're both always on all the time. So like my Fluke 1AC-A2 here, I always have to press this button, turn it on, press the button, turn it off. It's just an extra step, even though it does at least let you know that it's on, but you can always test these by rubbing it on your shirt, and you'll see that little light that comes up. It kind of pulls up static electricity. But the button isn't even the best feature of it, in my opinion. The biggest thing is the sensitivity of it. I absolutely love the sensitivity. I've got videos of both these, kind of putting them up against other non-contact voltage testers. But basically, like with the Fluke here, that white wire doesn't have power. The black wires and the blue wires do. So if I come down here, I'm actually at the white wire. You can hear the sound because I'm close to the black wire. Versus I can take the Sandtronics, I can come in here to that white wire. No light, no sound, no nothing, because it knows that that white wire doesn't have power. I move over here to the black wire. I now have sound. I now have a light. The sensitivity on these are amazing. It makes it so much better whenever I'm dealing in a big box of wires to figure out which wires have power, which ones don't. The price is cheap. They're always on. They've been working great for me. That's why I'm glad I bought them in 2024. So coming in at number 2 on my glad I bottoms is a pair of knee pads. So I own the Pro knee pads. I use those if I'm doing flooring, anything where I'm going to be on my knees all day long. These have been phenomenal. I've had these for years. I also own a pair of Milwaukee knee pads that I keep in the back of my truck, so if I'm going to have to crawl in a crawl space, one is it protects my knees, two is it keeps me from getting just extremely dirty. I like both of those and they have their purpose. But number 2 on my list are these compression knee pads from Klein Tools. Super cheap, only going to run you $20. I like them because they're very thin, don't weigh a lot. I like the compression sleeve because these, whenever I wear them, I might have to adjust them several times. As I'm wearing them, these don't move around that much, but the number one reason why I absolutely love these is because I can wear them under my pants. So whenever I'm going in for service calls, whether it's residential or commercial, I can just have these on all day long. So if I'm getting up and down off my knees, checking out receptacles, looking under a kitchen sink or whatever it might be, I have these on. It gives me that little bit of cushion. I absolutely love them. I've taken them out. I've washed them several times. They're still holding up well. They have other pairs that are more expensive and thicker, but these are the ones I like because I can wear them under my pants. You can wear them over your pants if you want to. I just choose to put them under my pants because I think it's a better look. But as someone who's getting older and my knees aren't quite what they used to be, this has been a big help to me, and that's why I'm glad I bought them in 2024. So numbers 3, 4, and 5 of my Glad I Bottoms are out here in front of us. Now the Vito MP2X, I bought that at the end of 2023, so it didn't make it in my video last year. And because I bought it then, it can't make it into the video this year. Had I bought this a few months later, this would by far be in that list. I use this more than anything. But number 3 on my list is the Vito Pro Pack SBLD bag. I picked this up on the spring promotion, got it for free with buying my MB5B. And this has by far been the best medium to small size Vito bag that I've tried so far, and I have tried a lot of them. I absolutely love this thing. I've got loadout videos and reviews for it, so I'm not going to go crazy going over stuff like that. But essentially, you know, you have this hand tool section right here for the main hand tools that you're going to use. Also, plenty of pockets on the side to fit stuff. The biggest thing about this bag is this back section. You know, we've always wanted kind of that enclosed space to keep a meter. I also keep that DeWalt drill back in here as a small option for a drill. Have spots for other stuff as well. 100% love this thing. It's been the right size. It's not too big, but it's not too small. Houses everything I need. So along with my MP pouch and this Vito SBLD and one of my other top 10s, I can pretty much take these in for job specific things. If I got a bigger job, I take this one. Smaller job, I take this one. And then every job I wear another thing that I'm going to show you in a little bit. But that's why the Vito Pro SBLD is a Glad I bought them in 2024. So coming in at number 4 on my list is a tool that lives in my SBLD and then also my MP2X in different sizes. And that is the Snap-on long nose, talon grip, slip joint, whatever the big long name is that they have for it, pair of pliers. Part number on this one is LN47ACF. This is like that 9-inch version. I bought these this year. They're going to be expensive because they're Snap-on. So I got mine on eBay. They usually range from $70 to $90. Just depends on what seller you're buying them from. You could possibly get them for cheaper on a truck. But I absolutely love these things. It's the only Snap-on tool that I own. I don't own any other ones. But these are the only people that make them. So that's why I had to get them. Now Harbor Freight is coming out with an Icon version supposedly. Maybe it will be cheaper, who knows, but I really love these because one is they have this slip joint so you can get multiple sizes. The jaws always stay parallel with one another, but more than anything, it's these teeth. They are phenomenal. There has been nothing that I've grabbed a hold of that it hasn't held on to. So if I'm going in somewhere to pull something out, these have been fantastic. I love the size of these. These are the ones I use the most. They stay tucked right in here. So you can see that's like the main plier I'm grabbing out all the time. That's how much I use them. Absolutely love them. An honorable mention would be the 7-inch pair. These are actually the ones that I bought first. I bought these in 2023, so they're not in my top. But honorable mention wise, and this is the LN46 ACF. Absolutely love these as well for the same exact reason. And I tell you what, these have been fantastic for. These have become my, lock nut pliers. You can see these little grooves right here on both sides. They're like the perfect size to go around and grab a hold of those lock nuts and tighten those up and loosen them. They've been phenomenal for that. Now, are they expensive for that kind of tool? If that's the only time you're going to use them, yes, but they're the best lock nut pliers I've ever used, but I also use them for all sorts of stuff. But that's why both the Talon Grip pliers, the 9-inch and the 7-inch, are both tools that I'm glad that I bought, and I'm glad I bought these in 2024. So coming in at number 5 on my list is also a tool that I keep in my SBLD, along with I keep a pair in my truck, and those are the Bahco adjustable wrenches. So I've been running the Milwaukees for quite some time, and I still like those. I talk about how good they are all the time. But the Bahco here, this is the 6-inch wide mouth version. This is the 9029R. This is going to run you somewhere around $27. I also bought the 8-inch version, the 9031R, and for some reason it's only $23, so the smaller one cost you more money. I don't know why that is sometimes on tools, but these have been great. I love the grip on them. The grip is way better. The Milwaukee doesn't have a lot of grip to them. I like this type of grip. I think these are kind of a, Snap-on-ish type clone, or maybe I think Bahco actually makes Snap-ons. So again, I talked about my Snap-on tool, so this is something similar to that. But the adjustment on it it's great. The grip is great. I love the thickness of it as well. That's the one downside to the Milwaukees. They're a whole lot thicker and just a little bit more clunkier to use, especially when you get up into these bigger ones. It's quite a significant difference on the thickness there. But the adjustment's great. The grip is great. They fit in my tool bag nice. They're probably the best adjustable wrench that I've ever used as far as fit and feel and those kinds of things. So I'm definitely glad that I bought the Bahco wrenches in 2024. So coming in at number 6 on my Glad I Bottoms are several items under one category, and that is magnetic items. So there's lots of things I bought this year that work using magnets that have made my job either, again, more enjoyable or made me more efficient. The first one is this 48-piece magnetic bit holder by Easy Red. Gonna run you like $15 or $16. They have it in red, they have it in green. I like it so much that I bought 2 of these. The main way that I use it, you can see these mounting holes right here. I took one of these and mounted it to my wood drawers inside my truck as a quick grab for bits. So now if I get into my truck and all I need is an impact, I can grab my surge and then grab a bit out of this. So if I need a Phillips 2, square 2, whatever it is that I need, I can grab it without having to dig into my drawers or dig into my tool bag to find a bit to put into my impact. I can go get that job done. It works really great for that. Again, made me more efficient. They hold bits really nice. You can see this quick grab here as far as the magnet snaps into there. You're not going to lose one of these bits out of here. It is not going to come out unless you pull it out. Now, I don't know if you got a lot of dirt and stuff down there. Maybe that would be the case. But so you can use this, you can mount it like what I did, or you could just lay it flat out on the table, put bits in it, pull them in and out as you need them. You might would want to mount it to the table if that's the case, because again, it's pretty stout. But one nice thing is you can fold it in half, and then it's kind of like a double-sided bit holder. Put you a carabiner through here, zip tie, whatever it is, put that onto your bag. Really nice bit holder. Again, I absolutely love this. I ended up buying 2 of them. That's how much I like it. So that's one of the items that I bought was the Easy Red magnetic bit holder. The second thing that I bought is by Lotusol. This is a magnetic mat. I think this cost me $21. I've always had this Rattler mag strap and really like it. I keep that in my SBLD, but I was looking for something bigger. Ended up picking this one up. You can see how many magnets are on there. I don't feel like they're as strong as the regular magnets, but they still work extremely well because there's so many of them on here. So this also sits right there. As soon as I get out of my truck, I grab this, take it in on every job. I basically use this as a parts mat for if I'm taking apart something, if I'm putting something together. I open a bag of screws for a ceiling fan, I throw them on here, I pull them off as I go. And again, it's super nice. You basically just throw screws on there. You're not going to lose them. This is one of those things that's made me more efficient and made things more enjoyable. For one is it's faster for me to always find my stuff here, and then it's more enjoyable because I'm never digging through carpet at a customer's house trying to find that one screw that I dropped wherever it might be. So I really like this mat by Lotusol. And then the last magnetic item that I picked up this year that I really like is by Racketeers. It is a stud ball. There are several variations of this on Amazon, but again, I did pick up the Racketeers version. Cost you maybe like 20 bucks or something along those lines. It is a fantastic magnetic stud finder. You can kind of put it on this side to protect your wall, but it's the strongest probably magnet that I've ever held in my life. Like, you've got to be actually careful with this as you walk around. It will pull itself off and grab onto refrigerators and stuff like that. But using this in combination with my Franklin sensor stud finder, you know, I kind of use this to kind of figure out where a stud is. And then I use this as a backup to kind of go around. Once I mark the stud with this, if it's a hole where I can't miss, you know, I have to be directly on a stud. I can't afford to drill a hole and then end up not being able to put my fastener in there because I'm now going to have a hole. There's not going to be something that's going to be covered up. I double check it with this. Sometimes I just use this and not that. But this has been a great magnetic stud finder. And then in a pinch, I've also used it. I've tied a string around this right here and kind of dropped it back in holes and stuff to pick up fasteners that might fall down in behind something or whatever else too. So you can sometimes use it for that. But overall, all 3 of these products use magnets, have made my job more enjoyable, made me more efficient, and then I'm also so glad that I bought them in 2024. So coming in at number 7 on my Glad I Bottoms is my Atlas 46 1824 vest. 100% glad that I bought this thing. I've got a longer review if you want to check that out. It does have a couple negatives, and one is that price tag. I paid $250 for this. I think it might be a little bit cheaper now, but I feel like that is super expensive for what it is. I 100% agree with anybody that says that. But I look at it in 2 different ways. One is it's the first thing that I grab out of my truck and throw on whenever I'm going into a service call, whether it's residential or commercial, and it's got all my bread and butters in it. You know, I've got my non-contact voltage tester, I've got twin grips, pliers wrench, Cobra, pencil, flashlight, all those kind of things. I've got bits here in storage in my Tool Check Plus. I can take and I can throw my meter in here or whatever other tools. I can take fasteners, throw them down in here. Don't have to carry anything else into the job sometimes, and I can get the job done. Or maybe I need more tools. I can also still wear it, take my MP2X, put it over here on the side. Now I've got my pouch. I've also got all these things still included. So it's made me really efficient. So in that way, it's worth the money to me. And then on top of that, I'm also able to put my logo on here, so instead of taking shirts and taking it somewhere, paying them to put a logo on it, having to redo that over and over again, it saved me some money in that way. So even though it is expensive, I still feel like it's made me efficient and also made my work more enjoyable. But again, that one downside is that cost. The second downside is how long it takes to get it. It took me multiple months. I want to say 5, 6, 7 months to get this thing. I feel like that is ridiculous, but at the same time, I still like it so much that I've ordered another one because they had it on sale, and I ordered a second one in case something happens to this. That's how much I like it. I ordered that back in August. Still don't have it yet, so the lead time is still entirely too long. So again, I never recommend to anybody to buy one of these just because of that right there, the price tag, along with the lead time. But even with all those problems and even with those same things, it's still something that I'm glad I bought in 2024. So coming in at number 8 on my list is another electrical tester. Now over here I have the Klein ET450. That's the circuit tracer. That thing would probably end up being on my list, but I've only had it for so long. I've only used it a couple times, but it has been amazing so far. But coming in at number 8 is a tester by Fluke. This is the T6 1000 Pro. This one normally runs you around $300. I think I got it on sale for $270 on Amazon back in January. So I've had this one the entire year. So what sets this one apart? Why is it a glad I bought them? Because I have other meters. I've got the Fluke 324. I've got another Fluke meter sitting around back there. Other meters that kind of do similar things. What makes this come onto that list where it makes it more enjoyable, makes me more efficient, those kinds of things that I told you all these things do? Well, it's basically because of this FieldSense technology. So I've got a review for this one that goes over all the things. But in a nutshell, I can go to that FieldSense. I can take my common lead and take that and put it to ground. And now all I have to do is take this wire here, put it into my fork, into that FieldSense zone, and you can see I've got 121 volts showing up right there. So I didn't have to undo a single wire nut. I didn't even have to touch a wire. So this makes you more efficient. You know, if you picture a box right there with tons of wires in it, all wire nutted up together, the only way I can get to something to test it is to undo all that. This saves you a lot of time. It's also a little bit more safe. So again, it makes me more efficient, makes it more enjoyable, and that's why it's a glad I bought them in 2024. So as we get into number 9 on my glad I bought them, we're going to be talking about lighting. There's a few of these lights I have out here that can't make the list because of the date in which I bought them. But for honorable mention, the Olight ArcFlex. This one is a phenomenal light, going to run you about 80 bucks. It's basically that arc feld, but with a flexible head. I got this in December of 2023, so it couldn't make that list, and then it also can't make this one since it's not 2024, but probably my most used light. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite light? I would probably say this one by far, so I wanted to make sure and mention that. The other light is the M18 Rover light. That's a newer tool, just picked it up. Been using it a lot here lately. I really like it, but it's kind of too new that I can't add it into the list. But the one that does make the list, and I got it in January of this year, is the Wubin X3 Owl. This is another one that's going to run you about 80 bucks. I don't use it quite as often as the ArcFlex, but this has still got that prominent position of whenever I open my truck drawer, I've got it hung on my pack out stuff. Quick grab for me to grab because I use it for a specific task. So this one is a flashlight, so it's straight out light just like any other flashlight. It also has a rotating head. It's not a flex head, but I can still get it in that 90-degree position so I can get it in different angles. But the main reason that I like this, I have other headlamps, like I've got this Olight one here. I've got another Wubin headlamp that I even use sometimes. And both those I use for certain scenarios, but for a quick grab, I wear a hat every day. I can get out of my truck. I know that if I'm going to go into an attic or a crawl space, I grab this light, I just take it, clip it onto my hat like that, wear it as a headlamp, super fast, super easy. I can take it on and off while I'm on the job site. It's just a little bit easier to keep up with than these. And again, I've got a video for this one that goes over the lights and all those kinds of things like that if you want to check it out. But the Wubin X3 is another light that I'm glad I got in 2024. So as we finally get into number 10 on my glad I bottoms, we're going to be talking about power tools. And this wasn't really that big of a year of power tools for me. I didn't buy as many as maybe I have in years past. Off the top of my head, I know I got the M12 detail sander, M12 brad nailer, M12 cable stapler. I just got the new M12 3/8 stubby. I probably picked up a few M18 tools along the way, but none of those get used by me more so than this particular saw right here. And I was even on the fence whenever I picked this one up. This is that new M12 circular saw Part number on this is 2521-20. I got it for 99 bucks. I think it runs like 159 or something like that now. I had the old version. I absolutely love it as well. I have since just put a metal blade on that. I kind of use that for thin metal demo. Works out great for me for that. But it's basically all those little features that I didn't think was maybe that big of a deal to make me buy it have all added up over the course of the year to, again, make my job more enjoyable and make me more efficient. That's what sets this one apart. That's why I'm glad I bought this. And again, I've got a review for this if you want to go watch that to get all the details of it. But I do, now that I've used this more, I do feel like it is definitely more powerful than that one. And I will start out by saying, you know, I get comments all the time about I bought that M12 saw. It wouldn't cut anything. If you haven't taken the Milwaukee blade that comes with it and thrown it away, put a Diablo or some other blade on there. It makes a world of difference. And then also if you couple it with a 5.0 high output battery, it's a phenomenal saw. It does really well. Again, I mostly use it for cutting 2x4s, 2x6s, interior framing. Works great for me, but it's all the little things that add up. The two big ones are being able to see my depth gauge right here. I could never hardly see it on this one. And then you got the belt hook, which seems like such a small thing. But again, if you talk about efficiency and enjoyment, how many less times did I have to bend over and pick that saw up off the floor now that I'm using this one, because I've got a belt hook that I can hang it on my sawhorses, hang it on something else in the room. That has made this worthwhile in my opinion. And then it's got several other features like it blows the dust away, different things like that. But all those little things have added up to make it to where I'm so glad that I bought this, and it's the last tool that I'm glad I bought in 2024. So yeah, guys, those are my top 10 Glad I Bottoms, along with some honorable mentions that I purchased in the year 2024. I'm interested in the comments below. Leave your feedback if you've bought any of these, if you've been glad you bought them, or also maybe you bought some of these and you're not glad you bought them. I want to hear that as well, because again, we all do different stuff. Just because I'm glad I bought something doesn't mean the whole entire world would be glad if they bought it as well. But I am interested, if you bought these, what you think about them. And then also share in the comments below, what is the top thing that you purchased in 2024? What is your glad I bought them? I love to see those in the comments, because I scroll through there, I find all sorts of things that I don't have yet. I'm going to add those to my wish list to check out, and then your top tool of 2024 or your top glad I bought them might very well be a glad I bought them in 2025 for me. So make sure and put that in the comments below. As always, I hope this video was helpful in some way. I hope it helps you find something that maybe you didn't know existed. Maybe it can become a glad I bought them for you. But as always, stay safe, have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next video.